gotta pay for those, right?
Why would I?
Now, let's get to this issue of how can we legitimately protect our intellectual property from theft? Thankfully, there is something called the copyright law. And the copyright law is pretty complicated, but you can go online to the Library of Congress or just Google copyright law. You'll find a ton of information out there for it. But basically, it gives the original authors of original works, the right to sell their work. It gives them the right to give permission for others to perform the work or read the work or use their work. And it gives them the right to defend themselves in court should someone else steal their work and pretend it's theirs. For instance, George Harrison of the Beatles wrote My Sweet Lord. Well, he was sued successfully by another composer who said, that song sounds suspiciously like a song I wrote. And when they went to court, it was proven that that indeed happened, and George Harrison had to pay damages. Now, having said that, it's nice that we have these laws. I would like to say that now things are hunky-dory. Use the law, protect yourself. But the truth is, you're the one that has to protect yourself. Nobody else is going to do it for you. So you have to be the one who determines if someone has stolen your work, used it inappropriately without your permission, and then you have to go to court and sue them. Now, once that happens, you have to prove to the court that you are the original author of that song, that book, that story, that article. And it becomes a he said, she said situation unless you can prove you wrote it first. Well, thankfully, with today's technology being what it is, when I write a song, for instance, I use GarageBand or Logic, or I save it on my hard drive. It's date and time stamped. So it's pretty easy to determine when I wrote something. Now, by the way, you need to know that according to the copyright law, the minute you put a piece of your intellectual property to paper, record it in any way, shape, or form, it's protected under copyright. So you have the right to put that C with a little circle around it, the copyright symbol. For instance, any song I write, if I put it out anywhere, there is plainly written somewhere, copyright 2013, Page C. Garwood, all rights reserved. I put that statement in everything I do. So, having said that, you can do that with your piece. So now let's say somebody steals my work and I have to go to court. Somebody copied an album I got and they're selling it and I'm not getting any rewards from that. Or somebody takes a song I wrote and pretends it's theirs. Now my copyright has been infringed upon, so I go to court. The judge is going to say, well, who wrote it? I'll say, I wrote it. The other guy says, he wrote it. I have to prove that I wrote it first. So what do? Well, I can bring my date timestamp stuff from my computer, but you know, that stuff can be manipulated. There is a very, very, very simple way to settle this issue. And that's if you register your copyright with the Library of Congress. Now, when you do that, they assign a number to it. They put a date timestamp on it on their own. They send you a certificate. And it is a matter of public record now. Page Garwood wrote this song on such and such a date at such and such a time. He is the author. And it is upon your opponent's shoulders to prove that they wrote it before you. Now, if I'm the one with a certificate of the registered copyright, I win. Period. The courts look upon that certificate. If your work is registered with the Library of Congress, they look at it as all the proof they need. You win. The end. And the other thing is that if your copyright is registered, then legally you are able to sue your opponent for legal fees and restitution for the costs you had to incur to sue him or her. Without that certificate, you can't do that. But I gotta tell you, just because the stuff's in place is no guarantee. that you're not going to get ripped off. Truth is, you're going to get ripped off. What it does, the copyright law, honestly, is like my dad says, it keeps honest people honest. Crooks are going to break in. Crooks are going to steal. People who are bent on stealing will steal. They are going to steal. They are going to take your property. You can't stop someone from breaking into your house who wants to break into your house. But the lock on the door keeps people who would otherwise be honest out. Keeps honest people honest. So there you have it. I wish I had a solution that was more elegant. I wish I had a complete answer for you. Say, do this and your work will be protected. Truth is, technology, which is our friend, is also our enemy. And it's a tool used by many people to take advantage of many, many other people. Technology is cool. Thanks to the internet, we have access to millions of people to sell our product to. The bad news is, millions of people have access to us. And until technology can step up to the plate and come up with some kind of solution to help us, it's just going to stand on us to defend ourselves the best way we can. Thankfully, the copyright law is in place, and we can defend ourselves. And if there's egregious enough offense out there, we have the ability to go to court and win.